Hello viewers. So let's see questions for Viva Voice that will be in your practical examination in the final. Let's see some questions. The first question is, what is the main advantage of GUI? What is the GUI? GUI stands for Graphical User Interface, which have the following advantages. These are the advantages of the GUI. Means previously computer used to run on command prompt. I can show you here like this. When we press like this, then CMD, and then like this, the computer used to run previously in early days, but now computer runs in graphical user interface as it is like this one. Means we have icons on our desktop and we simply click and run this computer. So GUI have user friendly interaction, and then it simulate the action and contribute help to the user. Means to say, it give you clues when you are operating computer, and it is easy to understand and operate. Anyone can operate. Now you can see that those person who are either literate or illiterate, they all are running the computer. So this is the basic benefit of GUI, that it is user friendly and anyone can run computer. Now the question number 2 is, what is an operating system? Give a few example. So operating system is the main system software which provide interaction between the user and the machine. Means we people can talk to the computer or do our work with the help of operating system only. Operating system is the head software in our computer. Hence it controls all the hardware and software to work in coordination. Okay. Now next is, what is the difference between file and folder? You can see a file is a container to store information. Here we store information, but a folder is a directory. It can contain file and folder, or even both. There are different types of files. We can say that the files of MS Word is text file, and then file of this picture type is image file, and then audio file, songs, then video songs, that are video files. Like this we have different types of files, but a folder can hold different types of file and some other folder only. Folder is not further categorized as other. How can, now the next question number 4 is, how can you delete a file from folder? What are the steps? So the steps to delete a file from a folder are: open the folder containing the file, right click on the file, from the drop down menu click on delete, and then click yes on appearance of the message for deletion of the file. Your file will be deleted successfully. So these are the steps how you can delete a file from a folder. First you have to open the folder, and then you have to right click on the file. After going onto the file, you have to right click, and from there you have to select delete, and then message will be asked that whether you want to delete or not. Then you have to say yes, and then your file will be deleted. Now the next question number 5 is, how can you protect your computer against virus? You know very well that our computer is get infected with the virus. That is, virus is a program. So how we can protect? We can protect our computer from virus by installing antivirus software, by avoiding unknown mail or of messages, blocking pop-ups, and many more. So these are the steps how we can protect our computer against against virus. So you can write some more point also. Now the next question is question number 6. What is an antivirus software? Give some example. So what is antivirus? Antivirus is a kind of software used to prevent a scan and delete viruses from a computer. Means to say it is a software which helps in deleting and preventing our computer from getting infected from virus. Once installed, most antivirus runs automatically in the background to provide real-time protection against virus attack. And we have to give some example. We can write here example, uh, that is Quick Heal, Total Security, McAfee, then some more. There are so many, Net Protector. These are the antiviruses that we can install and we can use. So example, you have to write uh, here. I have kept example. What is clip art? Clip art, you can see, clip art is our collection of some pictures which are inserted in our documents or PowerPoint, etc. So clip art is a collection of picture or images that can be imported into a document, PowerPoint presentation, or another program. There are some more program where we can import this clip art. The images may be either raster graphics or vector graphics. Uh, so these are the two types of graphics, means two types of picture, that is raster graphics and vector graphics. Clip art is typically organized into category such as people, object, natural, nature, etc. So these are the different category that in which images are categorized. You can search there and you will find related picture from there, which is especially helpful when browsing through the thousands of images. Now what are ads in? Listen children, this question is very important. What are ads in? You should know. A device or a piece of software that can be added to a computer to give some extra features or function are known as ads in. Means ads in are some advanced or additional software or hardware that we use in our computer or during our working. In MS Word and PowerPoint and some other software, you can install ads in to increase the efficiency of a particular efficiency of a particular program or particular functionality. So these are the benefits of ads in. And now next question number is 9. What do you understand by the term mail merge? This is also important question. You will need to remember the steps how to do mail merge. Okay, so let's see what is mail merge first, then you have to know also the steps how to do mail merge. Mail merge is a features or tool in MS Word which facilitate in sending a single letter to multiple people in one time. Means you can send a single letter, means suppose if it is your birthday and you want to send 20 friends to the same letter of invitation but with different names, then you can use this feature of MS Word and you can create multiple letters in just one go, means one time, by storing data source separately and main document separately, and lastly merging the data source and main document or main letter together. So here we create a main document, data source. See, we need to create main document, data source, and then finally merging them to get the required number of letter. This is the thing that we do with the mail merge, and it is done with the help of mailing tab. In MS Word there is mailing tab, you can see. I can show you. Let's see. So let's see first the next question. After that I will show you mailing tab. The next question is, what is a main document in mail merge? In mail merge, the body of the letter which is common in all the letters is called the main document. Means the content that is common to every letter. See, this is mailing tab. Here we can do a mail merge. Here we have the steps for letter. We can write here letter, and then we can type a new list of recipient, and we can customize it also, and then we can do the mail merge process. Now, what is data source? So a data source is a location where the data that is being used originates from. So data source is just the location of the data, and a data source may be the initial location where the data is created, or where the physical information is first digitized. So data source in MS Word is actually the different name, address, etc. of the recipient that we use to merge in the main document to get the required number of letter. Now let's see question number 11. What is the main document in the mail merge? I have already explained this. Now let's see what are the main steps involved in mail merge. What are the steps? The first step is creating the main document, then creating the data source or using the previous one, and the third one is merging the data source and letters together. Now, what is the basic difference between scenario manager and data table tools? So let's see what the difference. A data table works with only one or two variable, but it can accept many different values from those variables. See, it works with only one or two variable, but it can accept many different values for those two variable or one variable. And a scenario can have multiple variable, but it can only accomplish up to 32 value. Here value is fixed and variables are multiples. Here we have multiple multiple variable, multiple value, but fixed variable. Okay, this is the main difference between scenario manager and data table tools. Now, what is the difference between relative and absolute cell referencing? This question is also important. So cell referencing in MS Excel can be relative, absolute, or mixed. In relative, cell reference changes let's see. First I have to erase this because this is wrong. No. Okay. So in relative, cell references changes change constant in relative, cell reference change when a formula is copied to another cell. Means in relative, the formula automatically used to get changed, but in absolute cell references, the value or the formula remain constant wherever it is copied, no matter where it is. But in relative, it changes automatically. The formula range or the cell range automatically get adjusted according to the location of the formula in relative cell reference. But in absolute cell reference, the formula is fixed and the cell and the cell address or the range of the cell are fixed always. Now, what are comments in DBMS? So the comments are the things that is not that is not read by the computer. It is for the convenience of the user. You can see comments are used to explain the section of SQL statement or to prevent execution of SQL statement. We can include a comment in a statement in two ways. First one is by using this backslash asterisk, and this is the opening, and we have to write between this and this asterisk and then backslash again. So this between those two, whatever we write in SQL, that is not read by the computer, and it looks as it is for the user to understand. And the second one is by giving hyphens we can give comment. Okay, so now let's see question number uh, 16. What is a macro? What is a macro? Macro is a sequence of instruction assigned to a particular button. Suppose you are you are going to write 20 pages, and in every pages you have to use some school or name of your address of your village, like that. Then you can write the address once and set a macro, and then you can assign a key, and whenever you will press the key, the same will be um, uh, automatically get written in single button. So macros are helpful. We can create one macro to make our working on a computer easy and fast. This fasten the working on the computer. Now what is a database? Database, you know very well, database is an organized collection of tables, and what we do in database is we can manage and manipulate the data with the help of database management system software, for example MS Access. Okay, now let's see question number 18. Distinguish between DBMS and RDBMS. So these are the two different, not different but closely related. Firstly, we have in computer world DBMS had come, and then after some time RDBMS, which stands for Relational Database Management System and Database Management System. So the first point is, the point of difference is DBMS application store data as file, but RDBMS store in a tabular form. It do not store in file format but in tabular format. Now the second one is, in DBMS data is generally stored in either a hierarchical form or a navigational form. So here it may be hierarchical, means step by step, or a navigational form, one after another. But in RDBMS the table have an identifier that is also called primary key, and the data value are stored in the form of table, and with the help of this primary key we identify the particular record. Normalization is not present here. Normalization is present. Normalization means synthesizing the tables or arranging the tables in such a way that there is required minimum number of table creation for stopping the redundancy. Now the question next point of difference is, DBMS does not apply any security with regard to data manipulation. Here it is not secure, but here we have secure file. RDBMS defines an integrated constant for the purpose of ACID. What is ACID? Atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability property. Okay, now the fifth difference is, DBMS uses file system to store data, so there will be no relation between the tables. Here there is no relation, but here there is relation. In RDBMS data value is stored in the form of tables, so a relationship between these tables value will be stored in the form of table as well. Okay, like this you can add some more points of difference here. See, DBMS has to provide some uniform method of accessing, but here we have different. In RDBMS system supports a tabular structure of data and relationship between them access the store information. So here we have relational database and we can access the things easily. DBMS does not support distributed database, but RDBMS support distributed database. Now the 8th point is, DBMS is meant for a small organization, but RDBMS meant for large or any number of uh, big organization. Example of DBMS is systems XML, but example of RDBMS is MySQL, Postgre, SQL Server, Oracle, etc. So this were the difference. Now what is primary key? A primary key is also called, let me charge it. Okay, so the 19th question is what is primary key? So primary key, also called the primary keyword, is a key in a relational database that is unique for each record, by which we can access the information or data easily. It is a unique identifier such as a driver license number, telephone number. These are the things that is kept in primary, seeing the need of the organization, and with this we can fetch the information, that is vehicle identifier number. Relational database must have one and only one primary key. So in relational database we have single uh, field as primary key, and with that very field, or with the primary key, we get the information related to that record. Now the question number 20 is, I'm giving this last question. After that questions are written, you have to do by yourself. So describe different database objects. So database is a component of four database in Access are composed of, means consist of, four objects, that is table, queries, forms, report. These are the things that are the part of the database, and also called the objects. The first one is table. Table is the grid of rows and column, you know very well. So a table is a data structure that organizes information into rows and columns. It can be used into both store and display data in the structured form. So this is the table definition. And then queries. What is query? A query is a way of requesting information from the database. A database query retrieve data, while an action query request additional action to be performed on that data, like deletion, insertion, and updating. So this is the definition of query. And what is form? A form in a window or a screen that contain numerous fields. Here we have the fields, and we can easily enter the data here one by one. It forms is a way of displaying data one by one, or means one complete record in one go. We can see in forms or spaces to enter data. Each field holds a field label, so that any user who view the forms get an idea of its content. A forms is more user friendly than generating queries to create a table and insert data into field. Okay, so now the last is report. What is report? Database report is the formatted result of database queries and contains useful data for decision making and analysis. Here we have means analysis is done with the help of report. Report is generally generated in the last to get the final position of the work, or final things what display the information. Most good business application contain a built-in reporting tools. This is simply a front-end interface that calls or runs back-end database queries that are formatted for easy application uses. So these were the 20 questions that I explained you. Further, there are some more questions that what are data types, describe the uses of the text types, and I request you to learn these all the questions and find out the answer from your book. It is already given there, and these questions are very important for your final examination also. So thank you, students. Please do learning these all the questions and some more questions for final exam. Wish you all the best for your exam in advance. Thank you. Bye bye.